Never again. But I never say never, because that'll make sure you do it.
Good morning. We are live and we will call this meeting of the Boyle County Fiscal Court, May 26, 2026 at 9 a.m. To order. And first thing we have this morning is our invocation, and that is by Magistrate Harmon.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you this morning for the good rain. We thank you for time we can meet together as a fiscal court, take care of the county's business. Lord, we help us to keep things in order in a direction that we need to go to follow you. We pray for our voters and those that don't vote for us. We pray for all people in Boyle County. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity. Forgive our sin in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Magistrate Harmon. Okay, this morning we have a special guest. We have McKenna Gooch. She is going into the 7th grade at Boyle Middle School, and she is the daughter of Stacy Preston and Nathan Gooch, and she's also the granddaughter of Frank and Connie Preston. So welcome, McKenna. If you will come up, we will have you lead us in our pledge, and we'll follow right along with you, okay?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome! Awesome! You did great. All right, I've got a certificate for you. If you want to come back up, this is for leading the fiscal court in the Pledge of Allegiance, and we're going to look at Miss Julie, and she is going to take our picture. Thank you for being here.
All right. Thank you all.
Yeah,
thank you.
you. You all have a great day, okay? And you have a great summer.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Great day this summer.
Thank y'all.
All right. Minutes from the April 28th meeting are now ready. If there's a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Magistrate Cullen, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Bodner, any discussion on the April 28th minutes? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. I should have said at the beginning, we are out 2 magistrates today. One is traveling and one is sick. So we do have a quorum though.
We have a quorum.
And we have been properly advertised.
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right, good deal. Moving right into our budget transfers, Ms. Shannon.
Okay. We have budget transfers in the amount of $193,099.
Make a motion to approve.
Magistrate Cullen, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Harmon, any discussion on the budget transfers? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Cash transfers?
I have cash transfers from the general fund to the road department for $50,000, from general fund to jail, $100,000, and from general fund to EMS, $100,000.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion, we approve.
Magistrate Bodner, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Cullen, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right, now we have approve our bills. Miss Elena.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, today's bill packet will total $312,745.62, and there are no add-ons.
No add-ons. And is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Second.
Magistrate Bodner, second by Magistrate Cullen. Any discussion or questions on the bills?
Tate Hill.
That's our contractor for the bell tower. Architect, sorry.
Part of a large lump sum of that is going to Pogue Engineering. It's going to be some of the design and stuff that
Got
they've
it.
drawn up as the hours billed.
So it's under works.
Correct, yes.
Cool.
Yep. We also have Parsons Construction for the bike park.
Trail. Trail.
in your enterprise.
And enterprise.
And that enterprise is such a large payment this month because we did get an EMS vehicle in
That's all that.
from L&W, and once it's been outfitted, we have to pay for half of the equipment up front for the outfitting, so that made a larger payment there.
And then EMS had some Gelada software.
Yeah.
The only other question I had is small, but it says 2 rims for a John Deere tractor. Says the vendor is Central Bank.
Correct.
Is that just on the credit card or?
Yes, so some vendors we can't pay with a check, you have to pay up front if you order it online.
Got it, no worries. Cool.
All good questions. Any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, we're gonna go back to some old business from a couple of meetings ago, and Recycling Director Angie Muncy has brought us the mowing contract.
Tried to make a mowing contract anyway.
Tried to make a mowing contract.
So my biggest question is, first of all, was this decent enough, or do we need to add more? Because, Magistrate Ellis asked about the trash and garbage and debris and things like that. So I added both ordinances in that. As far as bids it comes down, do we just want one person, or do we want a couple of contractors? If one's, this is left up to you, it just, it's a problem. So, I don't think it hurts to have 2 or 3, on the phone, because it's not a business, what you say, it's just, call and say, hey, of course, my one person's not here this morning, so.
On the one hand, low bid gets you the best contract. On the other hand, after the next few weeks when the sun comes out, we need 3.
Well, and you're not really looking for it's the low bid as far as we are concerned, because we are paying that contractor. But, I put in there, they're gonna get $75 just for calling them, because they have to have something, to even.
A retainer.
A retainer. But,
I think it would be good if we had.
sometimes you gotta hit them, we're going back to our ordinance now. They're gonna get away a little bit cheaper than we were doing it. But I ain't saying, I don't know. I know it's situations, sometimes you gotta get them in the pocketbook to hit them again, because I have people that's constant. This is every year.
And we might have to consider in some way, if we're successful in coming down from $4.19 to $3.05 as we were a year ago on gas, it will be to their advantage to have the higher fee and reap a higher profit. So it gets a little complicated.
I think a rotation makes sense if you had more than one.
I think so.
In that way, if you can't
I
get
think
one,
it's
go to
more
the next
fair
one.
as well, because we do have so many vendors out there that do that, but at the same time, they're busy in a season like this. They're gonna be busy. I'd rather see 3 or 4 have it. My personal opinion, but
On call.
on call, because right now I'm dealing with about 15.
Okay.
Whether they do or they don't, it's just, and the road department don't have time. They're being yelled at to do something as much as I am, so we can only do so much.
So they're gonna get a minimum fee of $75.
That's the minimum. That's what, if that's what you all agree with. I've just drawn up the papers.
Yeah.
It's for you all to, if it's in the order that you like it.
So this is akin
And
to,
Chris, I'm sure has seen them. He's went through them. If they're legal, not legal,
we had to replace a water line, and the first $75 was regardless, comes and looks and goes away, or credits back for the first hour. So would they be crediting back for that first hour?
that would be left up to you. I would think no, not if somebody's got to come all the way from Jason's in all the way down to Gravel Switch somewhere.
Makes sense.
I think if somebody's gotta run them all the way down there to look, that they should automatically get that $75 off the top. That's just my opinion.
I understand.
Whoever we pick needs to be registered with our tax administrator's office.
Well, that's as well. I think, did I put that in there?
I don't know.
I don't know if I
just throwing that out
did.
there.
It's a possibility if I did or I didn't.
Probably bonded as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think I've required them all to have maybe insurance and
Yes.
workers' comp. Usually I do, so if I didn't, I will add that in there. I'll make sure.
It says proof of insurance.
Okay. I'm usually pretty adamant about that, but.
So we would have to fill in the additional amounts for extra acreage and,
I think if we put out the bid for so many, my idea is to put it out for bid for, say, top 4 contractors, top 3, how many that you all think should be. And I used this last sheet on the bids as a spec sheet. That their structure and compensation. I think maybe that's what they need to
yeah, that's what I was
fill out,
looking at.
that's what, and then we can pick from them and.
What is the fine on top of this?
What do you mean? Explain what, I don't.
I got you. So, this is what we're charging if somebody has to go out there to mow.
This is when I give you your 7 to 10 days, usually it's more than that, longer to get your ducks in a row, and when you haven't, then,
This is
I
to
called
cover
you.
for us to come in and do it.
yes.
What about the fine aspect of it? To stop them
To the
from-
property owner.
To stop the property owner from using this new solid waste landscaping company that you've just opened up. So is there,
I don't understand,
so,
What's
this
the
is,
penalty?
yeah, what's
Yeah.
the penalty? What's the fine? What's the
To
penalty?
the property owner.
Is
well,
there-
the property owner is going to get that bill. We can add administrative fees to it. Then if you look on the lien, it's the
lien on the
lien,
property.
and the lien on their property, plus they have to pay for all the costs and that.
Yeah.
But
So
I can
guess
put my administrative fees on there as well.
I'm just saying, first time they pay this plus a $100 fine.
Let's see what.
Second time, it's $250.
All right.
Third time, it's $500.
That's a good idea. Because if somebody plans to just live there their whole life, you can put all the liens
We
and
probably
then
have
they're
to
dying.
modify our
It'll be their family.
ordinance,
I was gonna say, we're gonna have to modify.
which we can do, it's not gonna be that
Oh, yeah,
hard.
that's
Yeah.
not bad.
You know, to account for that kind of stuff.
Should we put that in something like this, or is that what we wanna, or would that go in our ordinance?
That would go in our ordinance.
I mean, I think in that, once we
That needs to
have,
be
once we have the
updated
ordinance
anyway.
with the amounts, then we can include that in there.
Yeah,
Yes, like 2 separate projects, the mowing and update the ordinance.
right.
Yeah.
That's what we've talked about on several things. We just need to start putting teeth in some of these ordinances, or it doesn't make sense to have the ordinance.
Oh, well, I.
Right, there's not,
totally agree.
our ordinances are too weak as far as penalties and stuff.
Yeah.
Mild, very
Very
mild,
mild.
yeah.
Yep.
So do y'all want more time to review this?
No, I
and-
think this is fine.
Okay,
And then if you want, I can make a motion where we start,
Update the ordinance.
where we update the ordinance and you come back to us with reasonable, but strong fines to go along with this.
Okay. So what should we do about this in the meantime about our mowing? Should we go ahead and look for some contractors, or just
where do we
wait
wanna advertise the bid?
Is
Is that
this
what-
ready to do that, Chris?
Well-
That we could get some contractors, or should we?
I think we could get some contractors, you know. I think we ought to do a bidding on that.
What do we do in the meantime, I think is what she's asking.
Yeah,
Without the ordinance to back it up.
I mean, we do have an
We
ordinance
do have an
now
ordinance.
that lets you put a lien on the property,
Right.
what
Yeah.
we pay, so it's not
Yeah.
like it's
And
not.
they get a bill from me. If I have to come out and do whatever,
Right.
there is a bill that is sent out, that's
Right.
got.
So there are.
We
penalties.
use FEMA rates, and it can be pretty high. It can usually be roughly between $500 and $700.
well, until we get it bid and we get some contractors, we're just gonna have to keep doing what we've been doing.
Okay.
We could get an ordinance for the 9th of June, first reading, second reading into June. We could
Okay.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think
So by the end of June, we should have the.
I think so.
Yeah.
And you'll kind of run in sequence with that, so we might be pretty close.
Mhm.
All right, so let's.
So we need a motion to approve this and a motion to advertise to bid for contractors.
Yes.
Okay.
I threw a motion out there on
Yeah.
the ordinance.
So do I second that first and then we go back?
Yeah, we'll do,
Yep.
yeah, we'll do it in two
Second.
different, yeah, okay. So have a motion by Magistrate Cullen, a second by Magistrate Bodner to accept the contract.
No,
Ordinance, the updated ordinance.
my motion was to update the ordinance to put more teeth in it.
Okay, but are we going to accept this?
We'll do that next.
Okay. Plan of action, I like it. Okay, motion is to update the ordinance to include additional penalties.
Correct.
Other than just lien on the property.
Yes.
So motion and second, any discussion on that motion?
That motion will be, we're gonna have it to include, like also removal of debris and stuff like that besides just the yard, not the grass.
Yes, that's what's in the,
I just wanna make sure, you know.
Yeah, that's
we're doing
what's
this
in
more-
the-
That's what's in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're not there yet though. We're still working on
Oh.
on the liens and fines.
yeah. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now we need a motion to approve the agreement.
Make a motion.
Okay, Magistrate Bodner, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Harmon, any discussion on the agreement and the notice of lien?
And this is the one that includes debris pickup and that sort of thing?
Yep.
correct?
This right here,
Um,
these two documents.
What effect would this have on our state inmates going out and cleaning up?
they don't now.
No effect?
I don't think so.
They don't
Okay.
do any of this.
They don't do
Do
any.
any of
They only
this.
do roadside stuff.
Yeah,
They don't do any of this.
they don't go on anybody's properties.
Right. Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now we need a motion to advertise for bids for contractors.
So moved.
Magistrate Harmon, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Cullen, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Did you get all that?
I think so.
We're rocking it this morning. We're
I
rocking
hope you did, because I can't go back.
it. Sure, she's writing it.
All right. What else, Miss Angie?
That's all I got till you call me back.
Okay.
That's all business.
All right, good deal. Okay, next is a proclamation for Brain Tumor Awareness Month, and as most of you all know, Katina's husband has been diagnosed with a brain tumor and has had surgery to remove that tumor and is recovering. And he'll go this week to the doctor to find out about chemo and radiation. So we thought it was only appropriate that we do a proclamation for those that are suffering with brain tumors. And there's, several in our community. I've heard of just 2 others recently. And so we want to do this proclamation to bring awareness to that. Whereas, brain tumors affect thousands of individuals and families each year across the United States, regardless of age, gender, race, or socioeconomic status. And whereas, a brain tumor diagnosis presents significant physical, emotional, and financial challenges for patients, caregivers, and loved ones. And whereas, increased public awareness and education are essential to improving early detection, advancing treatment options, supporting survivors, and funding critical medical research. And whereas healthcare professionals, researchers, advocacy organizations, caregivers, and community supporters work tirelessly to improve the quality of life and outcomes for individuals living with brain tumors. And whereas Brain Tumor Awareness Month serves as an opportunity to honor those who have lost their lives to brain tumors, support those currently fighting the disease, and recognize the courage and resilience of survivors and their families. And whereas the citizens of Boyle County are encouraged to participate in awareness efforts, support research initiatives, and stand in solidarity with all those impacted by brain tumors. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Trilly L. Bottom, Boyle County Judge Executive, and the Boyle County Fiscal Court hereby recognize the month of May 2026 as Brain Tumor Awareness Month, this 26th day of May. If I could get a motion to
So moved.
approve.
Motion.
All right. I think I heard Magistrate Ellis. I'll give the second to Magistrate Harmon.
My wife had a brain tumor. It was 6 inches on this side of the brain, and they went in the night before the surgery, put an injection in it, and shrunk it down to 1/3 of the size. And the gal that won the fencing fencing, gold medal. Her daddy was a doctor.
Wow.
Judge, I'm going to recede from my motion after comment from Magistrate.
Okay, so we'll accept a motion from Magistrate Harmon and a second from Magistrate Ellis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's good.
any other comments or discussion?
I had to do that. She'd whip me when I got home.
That's right, that's right. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you. All right, Miss Shannon, you're back up for a monthly settlement.
Just present the monthly settlement for April,
Court to acknowledge.
court to acknowledge.
Knowledge.
All right, any questions for Miss Shannon?
Nope, I love it. I like
Thank you
it.
very much.
Looks good.
Very
Yeah,
good.
Thank you.
I really like that.
All right, we have a reappointment this morning, and Tim Montgomery is with us. We're going to, I asked that we reappoint Tim to the CVB Board, and I will let you all know the CVB Board voted to extend, well, they changed how they do their appointments, and they voted to extend the term for board members. So otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do this. So,
Okay.
Motion, Sue.
okay, have a motion by Magistrate Ellis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Magistrate Cullen. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Tim, if you'll come up, I got a certificate to
Same pay,
to
Tim.
reappoint you to the CVB Board. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Yes, thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Yeah. Kendall? You want us to turn?
Sure.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. We're back this way.
All right, then,
Okay, yeah,
you.
yeah.
I was gonna go.
We're playing the Ringer on Rosie. All right, thank you so much. And then
Thank
you all
you.
want to give a update while you're here?
I'd be honored, and thank you for the reappointment.
Great.
Our cash balance has been dwindling for the last few years. Our revenues are down, and staff has projected that they'll continue to drop this year. We do have another motel that comes online in a few weeks, and ideally that would stiffen us up and make some more revenues. But we're just not sure. You know, about 20 years the motel industry went through this. It was a pretty big dip back then. We hope this one won't be as deep. But revenues are down. The short-term collections are growing, and it's mostly due to compliance. You know, we've been wrestling that since I've been on the board. Let me see. We're in our budget cycle, and we're probably going to liquidate. We have $40,000 in CDs. We've transferred those to a 20 and a 20. Is that correct?
We're going to.
Yeah. So we will probably, this year we will tap roughly 30 out of our operating account and one $20,000 CD to get through this budget cycle. And that is if the revenues continue to be flat or drop. Hopefully they won't be. But I think that's all I have, unless you have any questions that Kendall can answer.
Okay. Any questions from the court?
No?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, and thanks again for the
Thank you.
reappointment. See you
Appreciate your
guys.
service.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
All right, and the way we're spending some of this money, a lot of it's, of course, advertising and marketing. Right now, we're in the midst of our spring marketing advertising campaign. We usually do a lot in the spring, and it's kind of a little bit dormant in the summer, and then we get back to it in the fall. So right now, we've had ads in Southern Lady, Southern Home, Cincinnati Magazine, Indianapolis Monthly, Kentucky Living. We've done some social media campaigns, digital campaign, and we also have a small ad in Southern Living. And the June-July issue of Garden and Gun, we're going to have a full-page ad that is rare for us because those are incredibly expensive, but we got what's called a remnant, where they had a leftover ad space and they make it available first come, first serve. We got it for like 17% of the actual cost of the ad.
That's great.
Still expensive, but we got it. So that'll be in the June-July issue. And then
And that was Garden and Gun,
Garden
right?
and Gun.
Okay.
And the Southern Living ad was the same situation. It was a remnant. We got it at a greatly discounted rate, otherwise we wouldn't be in there. So it gives us a much bigger audience to reach. Coming up, we'll be doing social media campaigns for the Great American Brass Band Festival. as well as the America 250 events coming up. We've got a 30-second streaming ad that we're going to do in Spectrum about 2 weeks before the 4th of July. And then we've got a billboard with It'll Quit Raining. They're going to put up at the viaduct, which will be up supposedly sometime this week through mid-July. So that'll be similar to the billboard we had up before. We changed out one of the photos, but we had another billboard on the viaduct back in March. So it's going to be basically the same billboard. And then just general, promotion on social media of the America 250 events. I've been working with Tony on that a lot, trying to figure out how big of an audience we want to reach with the Eddie concert, because we don't want, obviously too many people showing up. We want a good crowd. So we're looking at probably like a 25-mile radius for marketing to have a good crowd, but not have, a crowd we can't handle. So, yeah. He actually just called me right before this meeting. I'm sure we'll want to talk about that. The only thing better than getting good rates on ads is getting free marketing through what's called earned media, where you get journalists who write about you. So we, a few weeks ago, hosted in conjunction with the Kentucky Department of Tourism what they call a FAM tour, a familiarization tour. And we had 5 journalists, freelance writers who came in. They were from North Carolina, Florida, Iowa, Arizona, and Oregon.
Wow.
We had them for a very brief window of time, so we showed them as much as we could, and then we kind of filled in the blanks with press releases and photos that we sent to them via Dropbox. So the Kentucky Department of Tourism is monitoring these journalists to see what they end up writing. Of course, they're magazines, so it takes a little time to get in. But we'll have links to those whenever they get published, and some of them have already been doing blog posts on their own Facebook pages.
Yeah, I saw a couple of little reels. One of them did the banana flip or something with Burke's Bakery. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting a little bit out of that. We had originally planned to do our own media tour this year, which can be expensive because you got to fly them in, pay for hotels, drive them around. With this partnership, we spent about $500. We had to take them to dinner, bought them donuts. They were shocked at how cheap it was to buy a box of Burke's donuts. But we got good feedback from some of the journalists. They enjoyed their trip here. I think they'll have good things to say about us. We also have $16,000 in checks out right now for our funding for brass band, for Pioneer Playhouse, and another one for the Boyle County Fair, which these were all approved by the CVB back in January, and we issued those checks this past week. So that's out there. And of course, Tim mentioned Home 2 Suites. My understanding is they're going to be open anytime now. This past Monday, they had 3 tractor trailers there unloading stuff, and they said that they would definitely be open in time for.
This is behind Cattleman's?
Yeah, the hotel behind Cattleman's. They said they would definitely be open in time for the Great American Brass Band Festival. So, as Tim mentioned, we don't really know how that's going to play into our revenue for next year. We don't know if that's just going to siphon off some of the traffic from the other hotels, but there's definitely opportunities during those busy weekends, Great American Brass Band Festival, Bourbon Chase, other times when everything's booked, to grow that a little bit. So just to be cautious, we didn't really factor that into the budget going into next year. So hopefully we'll see an increase. We just didn't really know what to project.
Is there joint venture, local ownership with an outside entity of that new?
The Holiday Inn, the Hampton Inn, and Home 2 Suites are all owned by the same ownership group. The primary person is Manish Patel. He lives in Lexington. And he owns several other properties, including the ones here. Last thing I want to mention, last time I was here, I had presented to you all about the mural. So the mural that was going to be on the side of the Coldwell Banker building, that was conceived last year by city staff in conjunction with America 250. CVB Board was approached back in November, asked if we would receive funds and basically administer that, get the mural painted. So CVB Board agreed to do that, and that staff would handle that. I was asked to formally request funds from the City Commission several weeks ago, which I did, and they asked me to come to you all to ask for half of that, which I did. So I relayed back to them conversations that were had. And Melanie Crossfield went back to Kirby, and they've added Boyle County to the mural. I think she's going to have them tweak a little bit more. So I don't think we have a final design yet, but it has.
Have they changed the mural in any way?
It has been I haven't seen the final design.
Okay.
She was out last week, I was texting her about it, she said she was gonna ask him to
Yeah.
tweak it some more, so I don't know what the,
For lack of equal billing, and I mean equal fonts, if you call them that on a mural, I can't possibly vote for it. We were shocked I was glad that it started at that end of the table, because I calmed down by the time it came to me.
well, next thing I was gonna mention is it was also relayed to me that the city's going to cover the entire cost of the
And we had the same problem with Brass Band Festival mural this year. Nothing at all about Boyle County. How does that happen after 8 years with some of us insisting if we're gonna give $5 and city's gonna give $5, then there has to be, I'm on my way out, but I will be a watchdog come January 20th of next year too.
Yeah, it was the poster for Brass Band. Oh, yeah.
Like,
So you said they're covering the whole thing though?
Yeah, I was told that, that the city was, I don't think they voted on this, but that's what I was told by staff, is that the city was going to fund the entire cost of this.
Okay.
So That's
Well,
where it stands now. We're just,
We received word this morning they're requesting $5,000
From us.
from the county.
okay. That was, like I said, we're kind of.
Yeah, you're in the middle.
You're in the middle.
Well, shoot the
You're in the
messenger.
middle.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just telling you what we learned this morning.
Okay, you'll come back to us, or they'll come back to us with the final design.
Hopefully, I've requested it.
Yeah, I don't think we should move on anything until.
I don't either.
See
I
that.
agree.
I don't
And
either.
I was here asking, I was just giving you all the updates.
Sure,
that I
sure,
heard, so.
yeah.
But
Last
I'll
time you
actually
make that mistake.
No, thank you, Kendall. We appreciate the update and
Yeah.
appreciate everything you do.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
No?
Okay.
You doing okay?
Yeah, doing good.
Did you have a good weekend?
No, great.
Yeah.
Did get to grill out yesterday, that was nice.
Yeah, we saw that.
Got to
We-
eat at
we
a new
were
restaurant.
invited.
Yeah.
Well, Lydia, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Angie, you're back up in new business.
Again?
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
looks like we got
I'm
several
like a bad
things,
check, ain't I,
several
Jason?
things.
Bad penny, all those things are.
Yeah, I know.
Waste tire grant.
All right, that is our waste tower grants, the usual $4,000 we get every year from the state that goes in between tire collection events, which will not have a tire collection event till next year.
2027.
Probably the fall, 2027.
Okay,
But now Rockcastle County is having
The
theirs.
20th.
And anybody resident in the state of Kentucky can use any county's tire collection event.
Is that always the case, every county that
Always.
has? Interesting.
Yes, you can, as a Kentucky resident, you can use any county's tire collection event. Rockcastle's is, I believe, the 15th or the 18th through the 20th or something like that.
So Angie, is there always one in this region somewhere every year?
Usually, not
I
real,
thought so.
yeah,
Yeah.
it goes by ad districts.
Okay, well, yeah.
It goes usually by ad.
so we're gonna request the $4,000, even though.
We always get it. It's about an every year thing. We
Okay,
still have
okay.
to, we've already got it. It's just we signed for it. It's an agreement.
Okay, all right.
That
So-
we do want it,
for
we
next
do
year.
want to get it, so.
If you had a remarkable citizen who financed filling up a semi and taking it to Rockcastle, could they refuse X number of tires, or do they have to take what comes?
The only one they'll refuse from if you are a tire retailer or if you're a scrap yard, salvage yard type place, they'll refuse you. But as a resident, no. Even we can load up a load and take if we'd like.
Oh, even, okay.
So we were out of money, I would be yelling now for us to take some down there, but we keep it in control.
You need this approved?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
we'll have to wait until Mr. Cullen comes back. Okay,
They all need a vote, so I guess we have to wait on Jason Perry.
You're a quorum for, yeah, you're a quorum.
well,
Your vote.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, I was not thinking that way, but okay.
Yeah.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the waste tire grant agreement?
So moved.
I saw Measure Bowden first.
Second.
Second by Measure Ellis. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
The next one is the household hazardous waste agreement. need to thank the judge for rescuing me. So this one's on her. This one will be dedicated to her.
Teamwork.
But this will be held in August, as always, the third weekend in August. Be Saturday the 23rd, I believe is the date.
Saturday, August 23rd.
Make sure this is the 20th, Saturday the 23rd.
22nd.
Judy, would you please look?
22nd, 22nd of August.
Saturday, 22nd.
That's the,
Okay.
That
That's
is the 22nd then, if that's a Saturday.
All right.
make sure it's the third one. Oh, the third one is the 15th.
Then go on down, be the 22nd.
Okay, 22nd.
Yeah. We usually do it right before the Labor Day, try to.
Okay. All right, need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Measure Harmon, is there a second?
Is that usually 9 to 12?
Usually I have it 8 to 1.
8 to 1.
Is there a second to the motion? For having the hazardous household waste?
I'll second.
Measure Cullen?
Yeah.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carried. Recycling grant?
All right, this year's recycling grant, we got approved for everything but the sweeper scrubber, which I sort of expected that. I didn't like it, but that's just the way it is sometimes when it's election years and everybody asking for money and. But we did get roughly $93,400. We're getting our new skid steer, recycling baskets, mini cyclers, and platforms. So I'll take it. It's stuff we need.
Mm-hmm. We can always
So
reapply.
I won't complain. We can always reapply next year for other things. So
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the
I was
recycling grant?
hoping to hit the 3 million mark this year.
I
But
know.
I sure.
Measured Harmon, is there a second?
Second.
Measure Cullen, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. All right, and then we have the update on the air burner public hearing.
Yes.
And I think everybody should have received all the information that
I
came
need you
in.
to sign that.
Okay, I'll do that.
Sounds good.
So whatever you want to say about the update?
That's you.
I commented and that was it. And I
Perfect.
turned in, so we should be hearing from them, I would think by the end of the week.
Cool. So, good deal.
And do we have any update on when we?
They are still, my understanding is I have talked to Robert, the guy who come trained us.
Mhm.
They have changed companies. They have changed hands.
Okay,
So the gentleman that done it has been stuck in Texas and they're trying to find a date to squeeze us in because they are just overloaded and like I said, they've changed companies and policies have changed.
okay.
So, I'm still waiting back to hear from them, hopefully here
Do
today.
you think it'll be in?
I am
June?
gonna call him again this week to see where we were at.
Okay. I know the last time we talked, we were 4 to 5 weeks out.
And that's what I
So-
told him. He was hoping for a trip to Tennessee where he could just ease up here in a couple hours and do hours. So I'm still waiting to hear if that's a thing.
I didn't get the first of that conversation. What are we talking about?
To meet out at the air burner.
Okay.
Yeah, for the
okay.
company to
I
come.
couldn't hear what you
Yeah,
said.
yeah, the company to come and,
Okay.
yeah, to go through it and
And of
everything.
course,
So
related to
they've
that-
changed hands now, I didn't know that.
Related to that, what is the status of discussion with the city about the site that is going to be looked at to move the air burner?
Josh has a spot that they're prepping. The road needs to get built first. So,
He said it should be, I mean, he talked about June, late June, July.
yeah.
They're saying early July for the road
June.
now.
I'll
Yeah, With
have
all
to
this
ask-
rain.
It always,
it's-
yeah, everything.
They haven't been able to.
Has it been
work on
approved by the state?
Yeah, when we moved
No.
it into,
I have to ask my question in a different way. What is the status of a written approval from Danville that we could move it on the jointly owned?
Well, we only have verbal, but.
It's not
like,
jointly owned. It's
It's EDA, so it's
not-
city
not
and county, it's EDA
We
property.
both contribute to EDA.
Yes,
But once it goes into the hands of the EDA, it's no longer our property. So it has to go through the EDA board.
So,
Does the county or does the city have an overriding capability if it is approved or if it is denied?
no,
Counselor?
No,
I
it goes
don't
through the
believe so.
EDA board.
We have city and county funds involved in it. I would think that it's absolutely,
Right. I'd have to look at that agreement, I mean, we
That
have,
was one of my biggest problems with going to the EDA, was that once it goes, that's why I didn't want to put a lot of money into EDA, because once we put money into EDA, we lose control. The only control we have is through our board representation, just like with economic development and other things. So,
a question.
Counselor,
okay, let Magistrate Bodner ask her question.
Okay. When I went to the meeting at the air quality, they said there was never a permit before we put the air curtain burner in Alum Springs. There was not an air quality permit there
It was
before.
applied for, yes.
It was applied for, but it wasn't there. So we did move it in there without a permit. Correct.
The property's already approved because it is a convenience center.
but
Property that's
specific,
it's already permitted.
Or what?
The convenience center and the burn, anything we need to put on it that adjusts to the center.
Could I get some paperwork to that
Yeah, I'd like to
effect?
see that
Yeah.
too,
I'd like
No
to.
problem.
That'd be good.
because it
So-
would specifically have to mention it.
Now the EDA property, what are we doing towards, we're getting the road done, but what are we doing
Well,
towards?
you'll have to apply for a permit.
Yes.
We'll have to get them down and see if we can put it there. It's an industrial place. I'm not seeing it's gonna be feasible to put it there, but we'll let them tell us if it is or not.
Okay, and who do we talk to about that? Because I'd like to,
I would have to go through the same people that's doing the permit and our air quality people.
okay.
Could you initiate
Environmental
that?
cabinet,
Okay.
environmental cabinet.
So
I make a motion that it be initiated to go through that process for the secondary property that we're looking at.
Okay,
For the EDA, second.
all right, I have a motion by Magistrate Ellis, a second by Magistrate Bodner to start the process for the permitting of the EDA property on North Stewart Lane.
Do we know exactly where it'll sit?
We'll have to get with Josh.
I need to know that before I can do
Okay,
that.
we'll get with
Do we-
Josh.
do we have to go through EDA on this? I mean, can we tell EDA what to do with their property?
I'm gonna review that agreement.
Contract, yeah.
And,
And you go get up, or somebody get up with me before
Yes.
I have to know a spot.
right, I'm gonna review that agreement.
Tom, I don't disagree
don't have
with your
official
motion, but
Affirmative, yes.
I can rescind my motion so long as we are gonna address it the next meeting.
can we,
What about you, Tom?
The-
can I ask this?
I think if our counselor were to check it out, we still have as a court and/or we still have as Danville City government the opportunity to override a decision of EDA because we are fiduciaries of the money that we granted to EDA. And therefore, I think we need to proceed with all fast movement to know what's going on, to know what we can do, to have the approval process, that if you've got a block of acreage, and it's a lot of acreage where it could be moved, I'm not too terribly worried about it being north, south, east, or west. I'm worried about our ability to be overridden or the city override our intent, because we've discussed this now for a minimum of 2 years.
Let's table this to the next meeting, I'll have a full report.
Thank you.
Can you rescind?
I'll rescind my motion.
The one thing to think about, Tom, is that it's like, if we were to give $300,000 to economic development for their budget, we do not, and if we give them that money, we do not have the ability to say, give us that $300,000 back.
I understand
That's
that.
that's the same principle with EDA. Once we've put everything in that pot, that why it was very, I know this because I was very critical of how much money we're putting, because once it's in there, we lose it. Even if we walk away from the EDA, anything that's in there is no longer ours. We have no we just have the board seats to it, so that's,
My argument, as in argumentation, is that as fiduciaries of that money, we certainly could have, Counselor, the possibility of directing where that geography would be for something this critical, because I want to know that we can move it out of Alum Springs, which has been discussed now for over 2 years.
All right, I'll have a report next meeting.
have we
And
had
I'd
the
like
burner
to
for
get
2
the
years?
Measure about-
EDA.
No,
We haven't had the burner for 2
we
years
even
now.
had to have it for a year.
We've had the discussion, we've had the discussion
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Okay, Manager Bodner has the floor.
Now I'll get back to what I was talking about. I'd like to have the EDA somebody make contact with them, who should do that, to talk to them. I mean, don't wanna leave them out at all. I mean,
Well, here's
obviously.
what we gotta do. First of all, we've got to find out if they will permit it to be at that location.
Okay.
Once we get affirmative that they will permit it, then we take it to the EDA board
So-
and let the EDA board, which Steve and I sit on.
Right,
So,
so,
but first, we've got to get approval that they're gonna let it go there.
and we have to find exactly what that address is, so that when I call the environmental agency and say, this is gonna be, I wanna know exactly where that is, so. So we're kind of waiting, it seems like we're always waiting for something, and we can't get it going, we can't get it.
Well,
moved.
there's steps and hoops you have to jump through, yes, but until there's a road,
Right, but,
we can't do anything until there's a road.
which is
but-
gonna be right away.
But we can go ahead and start the permitting process to get approval for it to go there. So once they've done that and they've approved it,
Right,
then we can take it to the EDA board and get their approval to let us put it on the
Right.
EDA property.
Can you ask, did you have another question, I'm sorry?
you go ahead.
Can you ask at the next, can you ask for at the next EDA meeting to have Josh come to present where he wants to have it at?
Yeah.
To the EDA and maybe take some sort of soft vote on if they like that spot and,
Yep.
I'd like to ask Mark
Important.
Morgan, I had a really good conversation with him about the new spot that they're thinking about having. He had some really good comments, and I haven't asked him if he would come, but I'm going to do that and see if we can get him on the agenda at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll work out with his
Well,
schedule.
now,
but-
what he's talking about is coming to the EDA board, not
Oh,
the fiscal
no,
court.
no, this would be for us, Mark.
Yeah, I think it would be
for
good to
us.
have Mark. Mark and I have
Some
worked
good
together
comments.
ever since I was a magistrate on several issues, and his insight, but both as an environmentalist and an attorney, would be excellent for us.
Right.
I think you should talk to him because you'd be surprised on his take on this air burner.
Yeah, I talked to him for
Yeah.
30, 40 minutes. It's really good conversation, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But I agree, I think having him come in and talk about it as
Yeah.
well would be good. But yeah, just if we could have Josh go to the EDA and that way we can have a step and a box that's checked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Just
And
get-
Angie starts the process for the permit. Okay. Once we find the location, the address.
All right, that's
Or
okay.
the-
So
or
we
the
need a
coordinates.
motion to table this until the next meeting for
I'll make a
attorney
motion,
hearing.
we table it till
what are we
next.
tabling?
Yeah, we don't have,
Oh,
The
yeah, we
motions
took-
were
we
rescinded.
rescinded it, those.
Motions
Yeah.
were
Okay.
rescinded, so
Yeah,
now-
we've already-
Well, I'm gonna
He
present,
said
I'll present
table it,
something.
so
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
well,
going on
I'll
his.
present something in the next meeting.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thank
Yeah,
you.
I mean,
Okay.
the ask was to have Chris review
Yeah,
Okay.
the contract with the EDA to see if if we do have any legal ramifications on what we put in.
right.
So,
Sounds good.
Good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Angie. Appreciate it. Okay, we're going to skip down to item 14 because we have the honorable judge in our presence right now. And Attorney Herron,
Yes.
you want to talk about opioid funding
we already
request?
did the pledge.
Judge, do we rise?
Yeah, all right.
I've got about 45 people upstairs, so I'll try to keep this brief. And,
Okay.
Chris and I were talking after our community mapping event that I don't know if he shared with you all that we had a couple weeks ago. Had a bunch of the community partners get together. Trilly was there. We had some of the magistrates there as well, I believe. But nevertheless, we were discussing Casey's Law, which is a proceeding in district court for folks that are dealing with substance abuse issues. It's a mechanism for families to come in, or any interested party, when they've got a concern that someone's a danger to themselves or others. They can file a petition that's heard in district court, and there's a determination made whether or not they do pose that danger to the point where they need to be ordered to attend involuntary treatment for substance abuse. We've had some success. There's been ups and downs with it throughout the process. I think it does have an important part in the recovery community, and it's a tool in the tool belt, so to speak. We got to talking with some of the community partners at this event, and there was some concern with the process that we had in place. There was concern regarding the burden financially that it put on the petitioners, because incident to that petition is a guarantee that the petitioner will be responsible for all the financial expenditures or costs that are incurred incident to that treatment. And including in that is the attorney's fees, because the court's required to appoint an attorney to represent the interests of the person that's before the court responding to the petition. We talked a little bit with the community partners about that, and I'm not here using the prestige of this office in any way to try to advance any agenda, but I do think this is an opportunity for us to not only educate the community on the process when it comes to these Casey's Law petitions, but there may also be an opportunity here to put some procedures into place to put a cap maybe on some of these attorneys' fees or some guide rails, and then that would hopefully promote more of these petitions coming before the court so we can get the people the help that they need. I think that Chris had looked into some of the numbers. I believe the last petition that was filed here in our jurisdiction in Boyle County was in 2024.
December 2024.
We haven't had anything in 25, haven't had anything in 26. I think part of the issue is the fact that these expenses are unexpected when they come to see us. I was always under the impression that it was the rehab bill that was the issue, because the court typically does order 360 days of treatment. Most of the Medicaid funds cover a portion of that, but hopefully, in an ideal situation, we put someone in a position to where they can be managed in the community on an outpatient basis, in sober living or some aftercare once they get far enough into the programs. But the hope is to try to get back on the same page with those in the community that are on the front lines of identifying people that need this, and also having those people give them some expectations on what to expect moving forward as far as what that responsibility from a financial standpoint would be. Is there anything you want to touch on?
No, I mean, I needed you to speak, and then you can leave if you want to. Okay.
Do you all have any questions for me though, as far as the process?
Or
the
real
procedure?
quickly, because Chris and I talked before court this morning, I'm understanding that the possibility is for those who qualify for Medicaid, the lion's share of the burden on the family for bringing it forward would be paid by Medicaid.
At least the treatment part.
Likewise, on Medicare, I'm sure it would be covered to the greatest majority of the dollars, is what I'm hearing. And then hopefully, most insurance companies today are enlightened about what they weren't 50 years ago. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, and well, I guess what I'm trying to express to you all is that I was under the impression that it was the insurance issues, the bills from the rehab programs that were, the barrier for folks that were hesitant to file these. But it was expressed to us by some of the people that are on the front lines talking with these families, dealing with these issues on a day-to-day basis, that it was the attorney's fees that they would have to be responsible for that's really an issue as well. I think we did have one case that I think the fees were upwards of $1,500. That did require significant time on behalf of the attorney, because not always are the people willing to accept the treatment. Sometimes we've got to employ some other tools as far as the court's concerned to make them follow through with that obligation that they've been ordered to complete. And so really, it's an opportunity to try to utilize some resources potentially to help put the expectation into better context so they know what to expect. And also really, it seems as though there's a disconnect between the court and the community as far as what the process looks like. And so I think a lot of it's going to be education too, to make sure that folks are on the same page.
So we and our counselor can help with that education process. And
Right. There's a hefty filing fee just to get this started with the clerk. You know, I'm not sure exactly how much it is. I'm sure it's like probably about $150 or so just for that. And then the person in question has to be evaluated by 2 different people, a doctor and I think it's like a psychologist so that's another fee that they may be responsible for paying. So after that, you file the 150, that's 150 there. If they have to pay for these 2 evaluations, that could be anywhere $300 to $400 a piece. And then that's just starting out. And then if you have an attorney, which our attorney is very fair as far as the costs that they charge to help represent the person that's being filed against. But you come back to court several times, especially when we have cases where the person filed against, they leave rehab, and they abscond, we don't know where they are, we find them, they go back to jail, then we have to have another hearing, for them, are you gonna go back to court or you wanna stay in jail? So that's another fee that's incurred. And
so the opioid money that you and I talked about would be the bridge of getting some of that money waived for the family?
Right, and I think that we need to sit down and talk about we need caps on, how much we're gonna be able to give
but we
help. To help, but I think that help, I think people sometimes don't even have the money to do the filing fee,
right.
So if we can, that'll be a good in the door, open the door to get things started, because I feel, and I was talking to the clerk a while ago, that a lot of these cases are just not filed at all because of the the fees at the start of things. And I've seen firsthand, I can name 2 or 3, it's confidential, I can't, but I've seen where the parent or the daughter or whoever, they get so frustrated, and the fees are so expensive, paying attorney fees over and over again, that they just can't do it anymore, and they're like,
Help me make a motion.
Yes. So what I would ask for is, through our opioid money, that I would like $50,000, and this is a one-time request, and with the hopes that 25 of that would come from our opioid settlement monies, and then hoping that Danville would pay the other 25,000. If not, I guess it could come for all of ours, but I'm hoping, since a lot of the cases involve people in the city, that I think that would be very good to be able to contribute to that for the benefit of everyone in our community.
So you're requesting 50.
And I apologize to interrupt. I want to make sure it's clear that I'm not necessarily here asking for the money.
No.
I'm
Yeah,
here
I understand.
as a support to explain that the court is willing to institute some protocols, whether it be a means test to determine who would qualify for these funds, imposing caps on the fees that the attorneys can charge, so that they're not, they don't listen to the fiscal court meeting and know that there's a pot of money, and now they start charging double what they ordinarily would. The goal would be is to set this up so that we can maximize the funds for the people that need it the most.
He's educating you all. I'm asking for the money.
He wants
Judge.
to
Thank you,
ask.
Judge Rosati.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Appreciate you taking time to come down.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Say it
Judge.
before we go ahead.
I make a motion that, working through our county attorney and from the opioid funds allocated from us from the previous court cases, that we explore the use of $50,000, ideally to be matched by the city of Danville, toward a project where we put together all of the means testing and everything else necessary to be an assist in helping families move forward with treatment programs.
Through cases.
I hate to use the word imposed on the family, but is that okay with you?
This is imposed upon the person that's filed against, because it's kind of like it's a last-ditch effort to try to help the person. They've tried everything possible to get this person to go to rehab or to help them, and it's to the point where you know, this person's gonna die or something because there's nothing left to do. Yes.
Can I make a second so we can talk
Yes,
about it?
thank
Okay,
you.
I want a second to
I have a
talk
motion by
about.
Manager Ellis, which we tried to reduce a little bit.
So-
And second by Manager Bodner.
So, you're asking 25 or 50?
I'm asking for 50 with the hopes that
With the hopes that, I
That-
got you, okay.
25 of the 50
Yeah.
would come from the city.
Yeah.
Worst case though, we have,
do it all.
we do it, but it's just to help fund the initial cost of, you know, the filing fees, maybe the valuations, attorney fees to some point. I mean, the people filing this need to be invested in as well and, you know, pay some type of pro rata share, but.
So
it's just-
basically it'd be 25,000, we could put the other 25 in reserve if the city does not fund.
So our opioid money, how much do we get, Shannon, for opioid?
It
It
varies.
varies.
But 70-ish?
What do we have? That's more of a question.
Yeah.
We have 370, well, at the end of April.
Is this gonna be an ongoing, or is this gonna be a one?
One
Well, I just want to, I'm asking for it one time, we'll see how it goes. I mean, hopefully we won't have to use, you know, the entire amount.
Kind of
and,
a pilot program, we're trying to see
So-
if this is.
And I researched it too, and, you know, people go to rehab, not just for opioid type problems, but I researched it, and with the opioid money, it can be used for non-opioid drug uses as well.
Julie, would you truncate my 18 sentence proposal and I'll accept it? Because you've been familiar with this with Chris. If you'll restate it to where we can make it.
Oh, we'll work on it.
We'll work on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
So basically what you're asking for is up to 50,000, capped at 50, to institute a pilot program to implement more use of the Casey's Law. Is
And
that
I
what you're
like the
saying?
judge's guardrails.
That's
Right, well,
much better, I like that.
and we can report back to the court, or I will, as far as kind of the guidelines that we set in place.
So moved?
Second.
Okay, we have motion and second,
Move.
yeah. Any other discussion?
Yeah. So, having been through this with family, involuntarily sending somebody to treatment
Right.
is always risky. And so I do like the aspect of this being a pilot program. Luckily, we have somebody in the audience that I'm going to ask her opinion on some of this, if you don't mind. Jessica is here as a counselor. Jessica, do you want to weigh in on some of this and your thoughts and any?
I know Lexington, when we did our CIT training, when we talked about that point in Casey's Law, Lexington, Fayette County has some sort of, where they're able to use Casey's Law, because I remember Kathy saying here that we really couldn't use it because of that barrier to a lot of the families, so.
Jessica's voice has changed,
I was
but
gonna say, Jessica, your voice has changed.
That happens sometimes.
I just wanted to say it.
I saw her hand going like this is what I saw.
Well, I've educated Mike a lot over
Yeah,
the years,
yeah.
but I do agree with the judge and Mr. Herron 100%. When I work with families and they are looking at completing Casey's Law, the packet is also ridiculous when it comes to what needs to be submitted to the court.
It's like this thick.
And it is very overwhelming for someone trying to complete that paperwork who is very concerned about their family member, the things that they have to collect, and it's very arduous. So that and the fees are the burden that stop family members from pursuing forced treatment. There is research that says if you are forced into treatment, it is no less effective than voluntary treatment. The problem is where they're sent and how easy it is to leave there. If it is easy to leave, most times they leave and it's not effective because you're not actually receiving the treatment. If the treatment is mandated and the person is retained in some way, research states that substance abuse treatment is equally as effective
And I think that's why we have to respect what Magistrate Cullen just said with his familiarity, that it be a pilot program.
And we look at finding some very good partners to,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
to utilize.
Yes, thank you for that.
Lynn, did you have anything you want to say? I saw you pop in.
I wanted to hear, I couldn't hear it in there on the opioid money part of it, but I went through it myself. Been through this personally, was addicted for years, been in recovery for 10 years. I can say that you cannot force someone to be clean. If they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. It is great for the family to know that their loved one is either behind bars, in treatment center, somewhere to know that they're alive. But that's about all they can do with it. If they don't want it, as soon as they get out of that involuntary treatment, they're going right back to it. I do think money would be better spent educating. Maybe you put a family part into it. Maybe they have to go through the family being educated on being a support system.
So that could be one of the guardrails that the judge and Chris had talked about.
They've got to have some type of educated support system knowing how to deal with it. I truly believe that being clean depends on your support. If you don't have full support from an educated person who's either been there, done that, or has been educated to deal with it, it's not going to.
And of course, part of that is pulling the addicted person away from his or her buddies.
Your people's, places, things. You have to get away from every single bit of it.
And
Why don't we
this,
form a committee and come up with the program and present it back to you before we spend any money? I think we need to do that. Before we come in and
Chris, what do you think? Is there an urgency to this request?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's been 2 years and we haven't had any people file. There's definitely urgency because people aren't not using drugs.
yeah, I don't want to beat this down the political post of, putting it in through committees. And I mean, I like the idea and stuff like that. I think that your office, along with some input maybe from Jessica,
I had someone in my office about 8 months ago trying to complete the paperwork, and I'm guessing that they never made it through the packet because it was never seen
Yeah.
before.
And I do understand that. You can't force somebody to do it. But I've seen several people who initially it's kind of, I guess you technically force somebody, but they got into the program and they realized the benefits from it. So, and then it wasn't like a forced thing anymore. It's like they wanted to do it. They wanted to complete it. And they just needed that push to get started.
Yeah, that barrier that you keep talking about, maybe getting rid of that barrier, if we can get 1 or 2 people, that lift this barrier, and that, I understand, you can't do involuntary stuff, like I said, I've been through it. But if you give them the opportunity, this is really more of an opportunity, so there is no excuses.
So you have it on the table.
Yeah, and to help to get them through, the bureaucracy of that packet and stuff like that.
I mean, it's really a feel-good thing. That's not why I'm doing this. It's because, this is, the person is at the bottom of the bottom. Like, they've maybe even gone to rehab before on their own and just left. Keep on promising. I've had others promising their families, I'm gonna go to rehab, but I'm not gonna go unless somebody makes me now, or whatever. And so that's...
I think the idea that nobody has gone through Casey's Law in Boyle County for 2 years speaks volumes to the,
Problem.
the
There's a
guard
definite problem.
reps that are there.
And sometimes people are also afraid that they're gonna not like me anymore, like they're gonna resent me. And I have seen that as well in court of when they're mad at their child or whoever for filing this and them going to treatment or whatever. But it comes to the point where the person that's filing it, like, yes, this might cause our relationship to sever our relationship, but I care more about the person and them getting better than us,
Death is much more permanent.
Yes.
Master Ellis.
Elena, thank you for your comment, and I was very aware of that, and missed that opportunity when you gave a presentation a year and a half or so ago. Elena and Jessica, I've got a friend who went 3 times and is in unbelievably great shape right now. Do we need, just like coaching, anything, do we need a group of people who have been back into society in incredibly important ways? Do we need a group of folks who've been there and completed and now? Because I think we could recruit them.
We have
That
them.
exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's peer support.
Yeah, we have them.
Peer support.
So it's other than
services.
family, it's reality of I've been there and I'm here to help you.
I mean, that's part of their treatment.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not like, I don't think we need to micromanage that. We're just trying
No,
to help.
I'm saying we
Yes.
need to turn it over to folks like that, and I'm naive about what I just asked.
Right, Celebrate
And that-
Recovery, places like
I
that.
can tell you, I just looked it up, we had 8 overdose deaths in 2025. I had an open records request for that. So that might help you with your decision to know, we had, it looks like 8 that I
The year
turned
before,
over.
the year before that was way higher.
Last year we
So that
did.
might help, just to know that.
As a nurse, when I'd walk into someone's room that had an addiction, I was scared of saying the platitudes. Everything's gonna be all right, let me fix it, let me do, nurses wanna fix things, and you can't do it. You have to have a really great plan, and this sounds like a good plan to help us move toward what we need. I can't do it. I'm not that person. I can take bedpans and I can do a lot of stuff, but I can't talk and understand like how, some people here that have close families, or everybody's had a family member. I've had 2 that passed away from drugs, but I'm giving it to the people that can do it the best. And I think we should do that.
Yeah, I agree.
So the next question is for our treasurer, Shannon.
Yeah.
Any barriers with this? We have the funds available. I know we've kind of committed some funds here and there.
We have committed to 225 for this next year.
Chris, are
And
you asking?
this is settlement money,
This-
not county.
This is
Funding.
settlement money.
It's settlement money and it varies every year.
And I went to Shannon
Really
before I
blunt.
even doing this, I said, do we even have any money to be able to do this?
Yeah, I know you
Yeah.
did. So your ask is that we implement this for the 25-26 budget, or are you asking for 26-27?
I mean, let's just do it for 26, 27, I mean, we're almost there. That'll give us time to,
Prepare.
because if we just say do it starting today, we don't have it already as far as how much we're gonna cap it at, attorney's fee caps and things like that. I think if we say, 26, 27, that'll give us the time to, set those parameters.
Do we have the ability to add it to the budget now, or?
Well, that's what,
It's in reserve, so we can just move it from reserve when
Okay.
we need it.
after we get the budget approved. Yeah.
You'll have to approve that in July.
Okay.
Because we,
Right.
All right, call for question.
All right, all those in favor of the motion that was presented? That I can't repeat?
You want to restate it? I think I need you to restate it, please.
Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you, Chris.
All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
thank you, thank you. Okay, we're back up to number 12, EMS grant funding application, and we've got Director Rogers and Miss Jessica Wigginton.
Can we table this?
I have Partnerships for Success is the first.
All right, I only bring good news.
That's all right.
Okay, so we are asking for your blessing to file for 2 grants. The first one being the Partnership for Success. It is a $50,000 grant, there is no match. We are writing this grant to educate the community, advertise additional availability of the crew, community knowledge, and then also write in some funds for staff training.
Make a motion, we approve.
Okay, I have a motion by Magistrate Cullen, second.
Second.
Magistrate Bodner, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
And then the second grant is the Rural Health Transformations Grant. We are hoping to write it for the full $650,000. It may be a little bit under depending on some of the budget items that we need to put in there. This one is a partnership between the Community Paramedicine Program and the Crisis Response Unit, and it will be written to continue funding of the Crisis Response Unit past July of '27 and gain 2 additional full-time community paramedics and some additional apparatus and things like that.
Gotta keep it funded.
What's the match?
There's no match.
Make a motion, we approve?
Motion by Measure Cullen, is there a second?
Second.
Measure Bodner? Any
Give everybody a
discussion?
chance.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
All right, we'll bring those to you for signature when they're complete.
Okay. And then who's doing the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education?
Oh, it's.
No! All right.
So this is a contract between us and the Council of Post-Secondary Education. They're a state entity. Back in 2023, they put out a program saying, hey, we need more paramedics, nurses, whoever else on the street. So what the state does is they will actually match whatever we go and provide for a program. So this fiscal year, we had 3 students go to paramedic school. Total cost was $21,000. The state would match half of that $10,500 that you see on the agreement there.
Okay. I don't think did you all get copies of these? I did not. I don't. Is it in your all's packet?
Thanks, Jessica.
Okay.
I did get it.
Okay. I just need paper copies. All right, so it is for 21,000,
So it's $10,500.
10,005.
Yep, and the state matches
Okay.
that amount.
Okay, with state match.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion to approve the post-secondary education agreement?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Measure Cullen, second by Measure Bodner. Any discussion?
I mean, I think it's great. I mean, I reviewed the contract, and I mean, it's the same as before. But, you know, one thing that has been disappointing, you know, sometimes we pay the training, and then at least 1 or 2 have, as soon as they got the training done, they're like, you know, want to leave the EMS.
They pay us back for that.
Yeah, we do have that clause within the contract, but, I mean, I don't know what it is that we need to retain these people. And
If they don't want to be here, we don't want to force them.
Right.
We've got a great group of people.
We do.
To insert somebody like that in there that doesn't want to be here, let them go.
But it is disappointing, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. The percentage is very high of people that stay.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely, we haven't seen the paramedic shortages that the surrounding counties have seen because of what the fiscal court does for training our own. We're super comfortable with it. And this allows us to basically double our amount.
Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Got anything else for us, Director?
No, it's been a busy week. Last week we had one of the days we made 31 runs in 24 hours.
That was crazy.
So it's just it's as busy as it's ever been.
Can you elaborate on runs? It's not just like, hey, I'm going out to here, you know, I'm not going to Goggin, I'm not going out to Allen Springs, Crosspike. Some of those runs are, I'm going to Louisville, I'm going to Lexington.
Yeah.
So in the midst of all of that, you've got 31 runs happening, and so you could lose 2-3 hours right there. There's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge number.
And it takes about an hour to do the paperwork for each run, so.
And you could be on scene for,
Yeah.
you know, an hour.
The other day, they were on scene for 3,
Yeah.
trying to find somebody.
Right.
Yeah, so like Master Cullen said, it's everything from traumas to cardiacs to car wrecks to interfacility transfers. Some of the ones that we don't always think about is the hospice transports home, and those are the people that need us the most, as to be with them as they go through that time. And so, you know, we're blessed to be able to be there when they need us the most, and we're just thankful that we can be. But again, it all goes back to our providers that are there every day. Want to thank them and the work that Mo does. And and Michael and Tim and everybody back at the office that's keeps it moving forward. So.
Did y'all assist Friday night with the car wreck?
No, we wasn't involved. It was in Lincoln, yeah. So,
All right, well, thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you.
What are you doing over at James Lane?
Well, I just wanted to add, when my ex-wife was dying with the ALS, the EMS crew that would transfer her to, from Danville back to Casey County with the utmost love and care for, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
And they, I mean, they would have to get her in the house. Everything would have to be transferred back over to the ventilators and trachs, you know, everything would have, the ventilator mostly was what had to be transferred back into the power pack at the house so that she would be run. But it was a costly deal, which, I mean, I know the bills were paid through the grants for some of the ALS and then the Medicare and things that, but there was a young lady that went most of the trips with her that were just absolutely
Well, thank you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate those comments.
And
We have a fabulous team.
the level of care they're now giving is, it just, thanks to Mo and the education and Mike and Tim and their vision, the amount of things that they're doing on scene is so much more than it was 5 or 10 years ago.
And Dr. Grant, I mean, we wouldn't be able to do without Dr. Grant.
He's okay.
Thank you all for being here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Julie, Cheryl Morgan contract.
In your packet, you have a very short contract with Cheryl Morgan for 3 years
See y'all.
to recontinue our health broker services at $29,000 a year, which you already accepted that bid. This is the contract for that.
Okay, so just need to approve the contract.
And it's for 3 years. We had 5 last time, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, 3 is a...
Much more manageable.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the consulting contract?
I make a motion.
Measure Bowner, is there a second?
Second.
Measure Ellis. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. All right, Mr. Gordon must be out in the hall. Thank you, James.
Come on in, Mark.
I'm sorry.
Good morning.
We wanted Mark. I don't know who this slimmed down version is.
I'm working on it. We had a change order for the roofing. We had done at our recycling building, where the covered loading dock area is. There's a roof on it, and we weren't going to re-roof it or put sprinklers in it. So we had to take and cut the roof back about 2 foot so that it's not attached, so that they could put a finish strip on the new roof in order to get the warranty. So we did that, and when we did that, it created a hole right there where the loading dock is, and all the rain comes off the roof and goes right down in front of the loading dock and fills up when it rains. So the change order was to put new gutters across that one end to get the water away.
Okay, and that's an additional $1,800?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Make motion.
Motion by Measure Cohn to approve the change order. Second. Measure Ellis. Any discussion?
Halfway point, 6 minutes, 30 seconds.
What'd you say, Shannon?
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All
Just
right.
an update on Public Works building. The builder is planning on start on June 1st, which is next Monday,
Yay.
and start our break room and office area.
It's fantastic.
After they get that done, the sprinkler company, Central Kentucky Sprinkler, will actually come in and update our sprinkler system in that building. And after that, we'll get our occupancy certificate.
And after that, we can move in.
We can move in.
All right,
Yes, ma'am.
good deal, good deal. Mark's done an excellent job in coordinating all that.
Well,
Appreciate that.
all right.
Thank you.
Anything else?
They're gonna put a little throne in there for you?
No. No. No.
Say something, but I won't.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, have a great day.
All right.
Appreciate all the work you've been doing. Okay, at this time, I'd like to go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61.810, paragraph 1, paragraph C, discussions of proposed or pending litigations against or on behalf of the public agency. And I would request that everyone leave the room except for county administrator, county treasurer.
Attorney?
Yes,
Chris,
county
here?
attorney. See you.
See y'all.
Yes, and pause it or whatever. There we go. All right, good deal. Thank you.
Are we off air now?
Yeah. Well, let me make sure.
This is the survey of Allen Springs. And I'm going to hand out another. That is the competing survey.
Okay, we need to make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Magistrate Ellis, second by Magistrate Bodner. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are in
I move we leave.
Okay, wait a minute, we're not live yet. Okay. Okay, I need a motion to return to regular session.
I move we return to regular session, no action taken in the executive session.
Okay, we have a motion by Magistrate Ellis, second by Magistrate Bodner. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. Okay, we're up to magistrate reports. And Magistrate Harmon, we will start with you today.
We had a good election, because we all won.
That's right.
That makes it so much easier. But I know in my precinct that I had, magistrate area, the numbers weren't very high, total voters. It was 163 to 61.
Yeah.
And that shows how much was cut out of my district. It really made an effect. But still, the margin was 71%, which was the second highest in the county. It all makes sense. It'll all pan out. You'll always have your winners and losers. But I think everybody that ran was a winner.
Yep.
And we should always keep that right and never lose it. Do want to remember all the Memorial Day folks that have been out there and they relived the loss of loved ones in the military, and it's been very great through the years. That's all I have.
All right. Thank you, Magistrate Harmon. Magistrate Cullen?
The Sheriff's Committee met, well, Sheriff's kind of committee met this morning. Magistrate Sleeper was sick. And I'm glad he had a fever, not feeling well, so I'm glad he didn't share that with us. So myself, Taylor Bottom, TJ Wren, and Kyle Lyons called me for a little bit and we talked. But we talked about Axon body cameras. They're ready to get those going once the new fiscal year hits. We talked at length about the cold case they solved. While it's in Lincoln County, at the time that it happened, it was Boyle County, and so that's why they were able to move on it. They were grateful that Commonwealth Attorney, gave them lots of leeway on it, and also that Philip Dean had put a lot of work into this, and then Austin Ray came in after taking some cold case education and jumped on it, and it paid off. This, as far as I understand, is the only cold case murder that Boyle County has, and it has been solved. And I envision we're going to see a lot of press out of this, but just be prepared in the coming days. There might be more info coming out. So.
Okay, I don't think it's the only case, but it is the only case that's been solved to date.
According to the sheriff, it was the only cold case murder. But I don't know.
Okay.
Y'all can argue this over somebody different. You might have a little more time on him than in that department. I don't know. We have 2 deputies coming out of the academy. They're gonna be hanging out in the courthouse for probably about 8 weeks, and then we'll set them loose. We are going to look more into speeding enforcement in the county. I know the city of Danville's been doing a good job with having somebody out there really cracking down on the speeding. Given what happened Friday night and other instances, people just drive really fast. Not saying that that's, everything, but that stretch of road is, I drive it all the time. It's people come out of there fast. So, and then we also talked about the sheriff's department coming up with a list of wants and needs for their new building. Once we close on that, start kind of getting that, and that we need to figure out how we want to proceed with designing that building. I think we need to have some sort of architect or some sort of project manager that will push that in the right direction and hopefully save some money, because we could go all over the place. So, and that is my, my report that I'll go ahead and submit for approval.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. My
Mr.
second's
Bogner?
not here.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on Sheriff's Committee report. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
I'm gonna do something here which will be fun. Yeah.
I'm scared.
You should be. No, I am, given all the talk that's been happening and all the concerns that are out there, I know we're getting some education on it, but I'd like to make a motion that we put a moratorium on any data centers from coming into Boyle County.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion from Magistrate Cullen, a second from Magistrate Ellis to put a moratorium on any data centers
Applications,
applications.
or requests to come into Boyle County.
Okay, and is there a date that you'd like to attach to the moratorium?
I would like to, and the main reason that we're doing this, now that we're in the question, is so that I know the judge is working with planning and zoning on coming up with, you know, strong language and really getting educated on this is something we want, something that we don't want, you know, just getting the whole grapple. I personally don't want one, but I would say for now, let's have it through I would say June of 2027, put it out there, unless council has any issues with that. Okay.
I'm fine with that.
We can always change it, but that's through the end of the next budget year.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion for a moratorium on data center applications through June of 2027. And we also have a second. Any other discussion?
I am so adamantly opposed to them. I don't know whether we'd want to limit it to just 1 year and then somehow get bollocksed up.
Well, you can extend it.
We can always extend it.
Can we?
Yeah, we'll have our planning and zoning.
Yeah, because we did that for
the solar.
Yeah, I know we did, but I thought we were vulnerable on that when we did extend it. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. I've been to 2 hearings on this, and I'm studying it every week with everything I can find. This is a very dangerous kind of a situation, even from a health standpoint, as testified by for about 20 minutes over in Mercer County by their local and loved physician. And I think somewhere I've got a tape of that, of his testimony, but if not, I'll try to find it, because there are ramifications to health that I have never even considered a possibility. And so I think we need to include that as part of our rationale when we write it up. And I'll try to find that, counselor, and get something to you on it. And the payoffs are even worse than the payoffs promised by solar, and they can run away too if we're not extremely careful and leave everything to us. And in other states already, they're realizing that the promised rates are escalating exponentially. So there's an awful lot to this that we really need to hold firm against it.
The concerns of increased electric rates, water rates, especially in y'all's districts, I know that's already a concern. You don't need it.
And the use of water is incredible.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really where we're going with this, to protect.
And we have already been working with planning and zoning prior to this.
And we have a
So
workshop.
everybody
We have a
knows.
workshop scheduled.
Yeah, and we've got.
Right.
So I don't want anything coming in, I don't want anything talked about with anyone until we have that workshop and we get some language out there. But this is only for the county, it doesn't include the city limits of Perryville Junction or Danville. So.
Correct. Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Commissioner Cohen?
I actually went up to see my daughter in Park Hills of Covington yesterday, which I'm grateful that she's back in Kentucky. But they had a great Memorial Day, and so, very grateful for those that have served, and I'm not grateful they lost their lives, but I'm grateful for the fact that they were willing to put themselves first. I'm sure this is on everyone else's mind too, but if we could adjourn in Bryn Bentley's name, hug my kids a little tighter after learning about what happened, and it's just awful and
Terrible tragedy.
Yeah, so another terrible tragedy is today is Michael Mingy's birthday.
Yes.
And so let's remember him and his his love and care for this community. He was all over the place, and he just cared so much about so many people, and so let's just remember him today as well.
And his family.
Yeah, of course.
That are still grieving.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cohen.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Ellis.
I'd echo the comments about those who sacrificed all that we might breathe free, and that's 250 years that we've lost 1.3 million people who dedicated their lives to our great republic. And I emphasize the word republic because a lot of elected officials never use that term, and that's exactly what we are. I'd certainly encourage everybody, and it's last minute, but if you haven't signed up for the conference, it's the big one of the year, the judges and the magistrates combined, and it's always of great value, so please. And by the way, with the judges' cooperation, with the risk to my successor and his dollars, we encouraged Matthew to go ahead and register for the conference, so he will be there at Griffin Gate with us outside of Lexington to learn all the more quickly that he can about the processes that we go through. Judge, I think we need to know some kind of a very definitive plan on what's going on with the land that's been purchased adjacent to the Constitution Square, and the exact plan, when in my heart I know they're not going to have enough logs, and I don't know exactly what they think they're going to be able to put up with the kind of money that they're willing to. I've been watching Barnwood builders on our new Spectrum recently, and folks.
That would have been a good question for Tim when he was here.
Yeah, but we really need to know what we and they are getting into and what the costs over time might be. With what we're experiencing just on the logs that we have that need to be replaced, that tells us something about the incredible cost. And I'm getting questions again, Judge, about how we're going to proceed and try to push through with the state getting the almost 4 acres around Crawford House. We've talked about it before, and we've got to find that one individual who can break it free, just like Harold Edwards just dedicated himself for a period of 7 years to make sure we did not lose the Crawford House. And
Harold and I discussed that last week.
Good, wonderful, okay. I'd end my comments by saying that sadly, we learned over the weekend that Danny Lay's wife passed away. Danny and I became close in many respects, and the judge and I sat in this room with a group of about 8 over a period of time, and Danny was very instrumental in everything that we discussed about the extension office and the properties and what the young people can do there. And I know it's a weekend of sorrow for him, and so you might reach out to him on the loss of his wife. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Bodner?
You're kind of, Jefferson's Voices are still trying to work on, I think our big thing is the balloon festival, so we're still working hard on that, and otherwise, I'll have some more news later, but right now we're good. That's it.
I think you're missing something.
Oh, graduation of my granddaughter. How can I do that? How can I do that? Yes, my granddaughter graduated, and we were just so happy, and then, you know, she's very sad for the loss of someone, you know. It really affected all of them, and their just hearts are broken with everybody, you know. But we were proud of her, and now she's going on to EKU.
Good
And
deal.
I've been there 3 times, so she's gonna go in her mother's and her grandmother's footsteps. So she wants to be a social worker, which I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a hard one.
That's great. That's
The
great.
roads weren't paved there when I graduated in '69.
All right, County Attorney?
Yes, last week I got to attend the NCAA Division III Championships in Palm Springs, California, Transylvania. My daughter's golf team qualified for the championships. Pretty awesome. They didn't win, but they weren't last. And my daughter's name is Emery, and people say, well, who won? And I said, well, Emery won. Well, Emery College won. But that was awesome to be able to do that. Hopefully not a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but who knows? So I had to be there for that. Thank you all for the passage of for the money to help for Casey's Law. I think that's going to be really good, and hopefully that will encourage more people to file Casey's Law, because I mean, drug addiction's not going away. It's just getting worse and worse, and I think that's important. And yeah, I got a really bad call Friday night. And it was about Bryn Bentley. She was on my tennis team. Really close. We're really close, and pray for her family, but also pray for the other person involved, because that changes his life forever as well.
Was he from Boyle County?
Yes.
I know he went to.
He had just graduated.
He just graduated. Yeah.
So it's very sad. It's not even set in yet with me. It's just crazy. I just can't imagine it.
He graduated with Bryn's brother.
Yeah.
So, no, 3 hours apart.
Big funeral Thursday, and I'm speaking, and just pray for everybody that's speaking, because it's going to be tough to get through that. And I can't, I'm feeling bad, but I can't imagine what her family.
I can't imagine.
If I feel as bad as I do, what they feel like, and just pray for them. This is just awful.
Yeah. Can't imagine.
All right, Miss Julie?
That's a hard one to follow.
It is.
Considering my loved daughter is home from California.
Yeah.
First time my grandchildren been to my house. So.
They're getting a taste of freedom.
Yeah. They're getting away with a lot. Next meeting, we will review the administrative code. So I'm going to email the code out and let you kind of look at it. If you have anything you'd like to see looked at, please let me know. We'll also be passing the 2026 wage schedule, and there's been some changes to personnel policy that'll need to be adopted by ordinance at the next meeting. Let's see, the EMS building is transitioning over from design to construction. I'm just waiting on Mike to give his blessing. And
He's okay with it.
okay,
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
Then we can move into construction documents and get a final cost so we can go get our bonding. We got some preliminary costs of the courthouse, cupola renovations. The total project looks like it could be around $2 million. And that's about what we anticipated with our bonding, so woohoo. And go ahead.
I ran into folks this weekend who still think that we are absolutely taking the tower down.
Doesn't look like we're gonna have to do that. They can put some scaffolding. This construction company feels like they can put scaffolding up and do it in place. They'll take the bell out.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And so what did the state give us for that? Or they said something, they gave $2 million for
For the roof.
For the roof,
Thanks
okay.
to our senator and representative.
Yeah.
For the roof.
Okay.
So the roof estimate, I think it needs some more work. I really do. I don't I don't know if we're on the same page there. But we're having a meeting with the AOC in the next week or two, because they are gonna have to vacate for either cancel court, vacate something for a period of time while we do the work.
While the roof's being replaced.
And so we've got to get them to understand that this is moving forward and it's gotta be done. So, that's, I think it. I can't think, we've had a lot of meetings. but-
Yes, we have.
So, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you. All right, June the 4th, there is a Kiwanis event at Constitution Square. It's called Pies in the Park. They would like as many people that can come to purchase a pie. I think they've received all the bakers that they need, but they do need people to come and attend and purchase pies for the fundraiser.
I'm baking 2 pies.
And I'm
Me
baking
too.
2 pies.
I'm baking
And that, yeah, okay, yeah, so fiscal court will be.
My daughter's baking.
You
2
didn't,
pies.
did tell me what, yes or no?
Yeah, I just didn't tell you what kind.
Okay, what kind?
I'm not telling.
I can't let them know.
2 pies.
It's 2 surprise pies.
It's gonna be a surprise to me too. I don't make pies.
Okay, so anybody that can come out, come on out, it's gonna be fun. And then on June 4th, we'll also be having a workshop with planning and zoning to discuss data centers. So, that way,
What was that date?
June the 4th.
And time.
Oh, that's, yeah, I've got it down. I want to make
It's
sure.
to do with subdivision, there's something to do with the house, the mobile housing. Isn't that part of it?
There's a couple things on there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's,
think
yeah,
I think there's some of the
10 o'clock.
modifications to avoid.
here,
Okay,
Yeah.
fiscal courtroom.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Workshop, 10 o'clock here, June the 4th.
I got that. Good.
Yeah.
And the pie auction 6 p.m. Or is that?
Starts at 5, between 5 and 5:30. That's when it will start, yeah,
Okay.
on the 4th.
We're to be there earlier.
At Constitution Square. Okay, so we've had a request that we adjourn in memory of Brim Bentley, which I think is very appropriate. A lot of mixed feelings this weekend. You know, you had the celebration of graduations in the county for both high schools, and then you're met with tragedy a few hours later. So it's been a very emotional weekend for that. At the last meeting, I did not request this, but I think we should. It was a little probably too raw at the time, but Mark Gordon's mother passed away, Shirley Gordon, and her husband, George, worked for the county for many, many years. He was a road supervisor, and after my uncle passed away, he became the road supervisor. So I think it's only appropriate that we adjourn in memory of Shirley Gordon as well. She contributed probably a lot of potluck dinners to those guys out there over the years, and made different things. So if we can adjourn in memory of Brim Bentley and Shirley Gordon, I accept a motion to adjourn.
So,
Magistrate Ellis, is there a second?
Second.
Magistrate Bodner, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. We're adjourned.